that something, baby, that I can go without, just like a poison in me. You're all that I'm about. Loving the highs, don't mind the lows. It's getting out of my control. I want that something, baby, 'cause I can go without. Mama used to tell me love ain't right if it ain't easy, but I'm in too deep to walk away from you. Papa used to tell me love should never drive you crazy, but I lose my mind if you don't get his soothe. I'm addicted to your love, to your love, your love. I'm never gonna get enough. I'm a sucker for your love, for your love, your love. I'm never gonna get enough. You can end it, say it's over, but I'm
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you are brand new here, if you are a returning viewer, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am truly glad that each and every one of you are here. You belong here. We are in this together, and hopefully I can motivate and inspire you in some way, even if it's, you know, you don't get any cleaning done, but maybe you just feel like you're hanging with a friend for about 30 minutes. So anyways, I'm really excited for this video because you're going to see me cleaning in a new space, a new house. It's not my new house. It is my friend's new house that her family is moving into. And I offered to clean her carpets for her because, you know, I have my beloved heavy duty carpet cleaner that I love. So I wanted to help her out, and she was also super grateful for that. So anyways, this was the night before I went over to her house to clean the carpets. This was after, you know, our evening. Mike was giving all three girls a bath, getting them ready for bed, and I was getting the house picked up. And I've said this before, but whenever I clean another space, like usually, you know, you guys have seen me clean my parents' house from time to time. There's nothing worse than spending your time and energy cleaning someone else's house, and then you come home and your house is a wreck. It's just really defeating. So Mike was giving the girls a bath, getting them ready for bed. Avery came down to get a snack, and then she was going to help me clean up a little bit. But I was getting the living room and kitchen picked up, wiping things down before getting up early the next morning to clean my friend's carpet. And wait till you see what I pulled out of her carpet.
tell me if I'm silly. If I choose to go, then I'll be gone. You can choose to win or lose. I give you the choice. The world is black or white, either or. You either like me or you don't. I don't care, no, not at all. Don't like me now, you never will. If you do, you get a thrill.
So these are all pretty typical, like, end of evening messes for us. Crumbs everywhere. There's just constantly crumbs everywhere in my house, I feel like. And recently I got sent a new vacuum, which I know you guys are going to be like, Jamie, how many vacuums do you have? Which, that is a valid question. And Tinco just sent me the vacuum. But here's what I'm going to say. I feel like it is my duty to try out different vacuums for you that have different price points. So that's the key for me. I can sit there and tell you how much I love my cordless Dyson, which I do. I love that vacuum. But not everyone has a budget for a Dyson. And then I have a lot of people who say they don't like Dyson. So I feel like it's my duty as a cleaning YouTube channel to try out different vacuums for you that have different price points. That is the most common question I get asked is, what vacuum do you recommend? I kind of compare it to, if you ever watched like beauty YouTubers back in the day, I would watch their videos and they would do high-end makeup and then drugstore makeup. That's kind of how I look at it, like different vacuums. These, you know, if you have all hardwood floors, this is the one I recommend. If you have carpet and hardwood, this is one I recommend. If you don't have much of a budget, this one. That's kind of how I look at it. So I like trying out different vacuums. It's fun for me, and hopefully I can give you guys a range so you guys can check different vacuums out.
I never thought you would take over my mind, 'cause I've been lost, but I'm giving you all of my time. Isn't
So after I get done cleaning my friend's carpet, I'll also show you some aspects of their house. I wanted to respect their privacy. I'm not going to give you like a full home tour, but definitely take you through the house and show you some of my favorite parts of their house. So that's kind of exciting. I don't know. I always think it's fun to see like different houses and so I did want to share a little bit about a new vacuum that recently got sent to me, and I was exceptionally blown away by its performance, so I thought I'd share that with you guys. But they sent me the Tinco Power Hero 11 vacuum, and I should also add in, I don't just accept any vacuum that comes my way. I do research before I accept the vacuum. I also look at their customer service, so like that's like the part that I look at, and then if all of that checks out, really good reviews, good customer service, and I say send it over. And I really like it because it has 3 different speeds. So I've said this before, Tinco had sent me another vacuum, the Pure 1X vacuum, and it did a really good job for my hardwood flooring, but I did not like it for my carpet because it only had 1 speed. Now this one has 3 different speeds, which is why I love my Dyson, because it has different speeds. I have a lot of carpet, I have hardwood, so I think if I'm going to spend money on a cordless vacuum, it needs to have multiple speeds. And I really like this one. It had really good suction on my carpet. And actually, if you go check it out right now through June 23rd, it's 20% off at Walmart. So it's even cheaper, and I highly recommend this vacuum. Even though he doesn't love it, he's always a good sport about being on my channel. But he was folding laundry after he got the girls down for bed.
So let go of the things you hear. I'm not going anywhere without you. So put a little faith in me, though you're scared. No, I made it hard for you, but I can't. Now I wanna make you part.
Here I am in a new house that has no furniture. So they are not even here. I'm showing up first pretty early in the morning to get these carpets clean before they show up a little bit later, like much later, so the carpets can clean. I think the movers are coming tomorrow. So I'm gonna get started, but so pretty.
Like 2 magnets, we are drawn to each other. You just know how to push all my buttons. Moved out of town and I erased your number, but still I find myself calling in the middle of the night, and there is nothing I can do. I am madly drawn to you. I know you feel the same. You got my heart.
So I wasn't really cleaning their whole house. I was just cleaning the carpets and then maybe doing a few other things. But before I got started, I wanted to vacuum, of course, vacuum the baseboards, and then I was going to bust out my Bissell Pro Heat Pro Pet carpet cleaner and clean the carpets. And kind of going back to what I was saying about the multiple vacuums, back in the winter, Hoover had reached out to me and they wanted to work with me, and they wanted to send me their like a carpet cleaner. But as I was researching it, I was kind of like, I don't know, like, yeah, it seems great, but I love the carpet cleaner you're going to see me use today. I love that carpet cleaner. I don't have a bad thing to say about it. So I was like, well, why would I, test out a new carpet cleaner? But as I was researching it, I noticed it was a lot cheaper. It was more lightweight than the Bissell. So I started thinking like, well, not everyone needs a big bulky carpet cleaner. Not everybody has the budget for the Bissell. So they sent it to me and I was blown away by the performance on that lightweight. It's called the Power Dash Pet, Hoover Power Dash Pet. It's super lightweight. It's a lot smaller than this Bissell carpet cleaner, but it also does an amazing job. And then so after that, I was so glad that I reviewed it and didn't say no, because a lot of you guys have went out and bought it and you love it as well. So again, like that kind of made me change my perspective on like the vacuum situation. Like I don't want you guys to think I'm just hopping around, or just accepting whatever comes my way, because that's not the case. I do a lot of research before I even accept it, but like I'm so glad I did that, because now I have a budget-friendly carpet cleaner option and like the Big Daddy option. You know what I mean? So I'm really glad that I have those options to recommend now when people ask me.
You don't want to admit it. Whoa, we're perfectly opposite.
So in a recent video, I asked you guys for questions, things that you guys were interested in about me or my life, just things I could chat about. And someone asked, do we have any vacations planned? And like, where do we like to travel as a family? We do have some vacations planned, so I'll talk about that in a minute. But to be completely honest with you guys, we really haven't gone on many vacations in the past 6 years. So I think the past 6 years, we have been in that like mode of having babies and newborns and the craziness of life when you're pregnant and you have a newborn or 2 newborns. Not to mention we went through IVF to get the twins, so that's pretty expensive. So we've just been playing catch up, saving as much money as we can and not really traveling. We've done like little day trips for the kids, like to an amusement park or things like that, but we really haven't done much. But Mike and I are going away, just the 2 of us, to Hilton Head, South Carolina. We're going to this little hotel resort for 4 days around our anniversary in July. We are just so excited because we were supposed to go to, or we had wanted to go somewhere big for our 10-year wedding anniversary, which was 2 years ago. The twins were newborn, so obviously that didn't happen. And then we had a trip planned to the Bahamas last year, but that obviously got canceled as well. So we are well overdue for like a big anniversary trip and some alone time. So we're really excited about that in July. We're also going to be taking the girls to an indoor water park in the fall and then an amusement park here in the summer. So nothing crazy or exciting. Well, I guess I'm really excited to get away. And I don't think Mike and I have been on a true vacation with just us or even the kids in years. We went to Myrtle Beach multiple times with Avery, but since the twins have been born, we really haven't gone on vacations. We've done like little overnight trips, like Mike and I, or like little weekend trips like close by, but like this will be our first big vacation in years. So I'm really excited for that. Where are you going this summer for vacation? Let me know.
Say that you are the one I need. I wanna say that you are the one who's making me breathe. I hope that you can stay here, yeah, you can stay the night. I hope that you can stay with me. Wanna be with you.
Okay, here soon when I am done cleaning all of the carpets. I didn't want to dump the dirty water in their house just because I just was being respectful. I didn't want to dump it at their house. So their house is actually around the corner from my house. So I just took the dirty water home. So you're going to see me at the end of cleaning the carpets. I just like pop that clip in there. So it's going to be confusing because you're going to see me clean the carpets, empty the dirty water tank at my house, but then go back to their house and clean all of their windows, which I wanted to do because I thought they were beautiful and I wanted to test out my window cleaners on them. So it'd be a little confusing, but it's just in editing. I just wanted to put the dirty water part at the end of the carpet cleaning, if that makes sense. So just so you guys don't get confused.
We
guys know the best part about cleaning carpets is seeing all of the dirty water that came out of these carpets. And what I even love is seeing all of that stuff. Gosh, I love this. You guys see those floaties? So there's a lot of floaties in here. A lot of hair. And then all of that. Those color pieces, that's Play-Doh that was embedded into the carpet. But look at all of that stuff. So not just dirty water, but it also picked up a lot of stuff from the carpet. So I'm letting the carpets dry. I went through and got the high traffic areas as much as I could. I was able to get a lot of the stains out, which makes me feel good. I did the office, so I'm letting those dry. But I just thought, like while I was at it, I kind of want to test the Jaws glass cleaner on these big windows with the sun coming in. I want to see how well they do. I think it'll be really good to actually test it, because you know how when like the sun comes through windows at like a certain angle, it's really hard to get it completely streak free. So I figured I'd give it a go, see how it works. I think it'll be perfect timing because you have sun coming through, but it's not the direct sunlight. So I'm gonna try the Jaws glass cleaner on these walls, on the I love all of this natural light. I love all these windows. It's so pretty to me. Like I know we have a lot of windows in our back, but I think because our neighbors are right on top of us, like literally on top of us, and they've been swimming a lot this summer, so like we pretty much try to keep everything closed as much as possible. But I love all of the doors and windows with the privacy in the back. To be in a different house, and it's a newer house, so you're kind of looking at some of the structure of it, the way the ceilings are and things like that, because we may move in the future, we may not, we may build, we may buy an existing house. We have no idea what the future really holds, but it's really cool to look at a house and really admire some of the aspects of it and think like, oh, I like that, you know, or if I build a house, I would really like ceilings like that or a staircase like that, stuff like that. I really like how the kitchen just opens right up into the living room, and I really like over here, you know, they'll be able to put their kitchen table, and it's kind of out of the way of the kitchen, like compared to our current house, you know, it's like you have the table right there, it's like in between the living room and the kitchen, and I just like how the kitchen here flows right into the living room, so if you have people over, you're going back and forth. I just like how you could put the kitchen table over back there. It's kind of tucked away, and I love all of the natural lighting. It's so pretty, especially because they have a lot of privacy and the pretty trees. It's just, I really like all of the natural lighting. I also really like the laundry room being right here off of the main door. So this door goes out to their driveway, but they also have this little mudroom area. And most of our friends have a mudroom space just like this, but I really like how it's set apart and a little bit further away from the main living area, because I know that this area can become a huge mess with kids. And it's like, it is what it is, right? So it can become a mess. It's over here tucked away behind this wall, which is kind of nice in my opinion. And then I really like how there's staircases. I know for us right now, it would be kind of difficult with the twins, but I think those stairs are so pretty. Really, really pretty. I like the contrast of the dark and the white, and then they have all of those built-ins up there, which I think would be so nice to put ton of pictures, like family pictures and things like that. And then this goes down to their basement. So super pretty. It's a beautiful house. I'm happy for my friends. Day 2, I'm gonna continue upstairs. Reese, are we in this together? Are you gonna help me? So up here, I was just focusing on the master bedroom, just picking things up, vacuuming. I was going to make the bed. I was going to dust, clean the girls' bathroom, and then the hallway. And then later on, you're going to see me fold a ton of laundry with the twins. But another, in that video where I asked, a lot of people ask questions, I get asked all about my routines, or people will be like, is it normal for me to do this or do that? And here's what I'm going to tell you. I think normal is a relative term. I think everybody's sense of a routine or normal is going to vary depending on your situation. So even talking about like a cleaning routine or how messy your house gets, like someone who has one kid, especially if, like, let's say you have one 12-year-old versus me, I have more so looking at the twins because they're the little ones, 2 2-year-olds. I mean, of course my house is going to be messier because I have 2 2-year-olds, but not to mention it's really hard to make 2-year-olds help clean up, which you can have a 12-year-old help clean up. So everyone's situation of what is normal is different, and I want you to know that. But as far as like routines, I think my best piece of advice for you is do what works for you. A routine that works for me may not necessarily work for you in your life and your schedule. Cleaning routines or just routines in general, or what I'm doing now is not necessarily what worked for me a year ago, or whatever. I think my routines change on a daily basis. It changes based on what we have going on. It changes based on my kids' ages and things like that. Or even like, I always like to throw this out there. I have a spouse who works during the day, but he's home at night. He's home on the weekends. He is also very like willing to jump in and help. Like if I ask him, I mean, he doesn't necessarily always do it right away, of course, but he does it and he's happy to help. And I know that not everyone has that same situation. So like even just helping, like maybe he's not helping with the household work, but he's taking care of the kids so I can do it, or vice versa. So everyone's situation is different. And something else too that I was thinking about, I always talk about the twins so much and having them occupied. And sometimes I don't really talk about Avery. I mean, obviously, she's a little bit easier to deal with, and this may be a very unpopular opinion, but I think it's important for older kids, like Avery's age. It's kind of hard with the twins, but I think it's important for Avery's age to let her play independently and also let her get bored. Like I don't think it is my duty as a mom to have her 100% scheduled from the minute she wakes up to the time she goes to bed, because I have found that it's, number one, good for her to play independently for a variety of reasons. But number two, I've noticed that when she is playing independently, or if she gets bored, she starts to get creative and uses her imagination. And that's where I see a lot of her creative side come out. And I like seeing that. And I just think that in today's world with social media, we think we're made to believe that as moms, we have to go above and beyond constantly, and we have to do it all. We have to cater to our 6-year-old and then 2 2-year-olds and keep them constantly entertained. And I also don't know if part of it is because Avery was 4 when the twins were born, so she was right at the age of like being able to be independent. Like she could go get a snack from the pantry when I had newborns, and I didn't have just one baby. So like if she was playing outside in the swing set, I couldn't just take, want my baby out there to feed the one baby as she would and watch her play. I had 2 babies. I had to feed them inside because I had to use both of my hands and prop them up on like little pillows. So she had no choice but to become independent at 4. And I have seen so many benefits. Now, I'm not ignoring her. It's not like I'm like, oh, go play independently. I'm going to go clean for 3 hours. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking like, hey, Avery, do this. Or why don't you go do this? I'm going to go clean the upstairs bathroom. Things like that. So I don't know. It may be a totally unpopular opinion, but I see a lot of benefits when she has periods of time where she's very, when she plays independently and gets bored. So I think I said this in my last video, but I definitely clean the kids' bedding more frequently in the summer just because they get in the bed and they're sweaty from the summer day or they have sunscreen on. But you can obviously see all the dirt in the bottom of the tub. That was dirt coming off of the kids, which to me shows they had a fun day. So I've noticed that with my girls, like I also get asked like what I do with them. I will tell you that getting them outside is the one thing that keeps them from not being cranky. The twins I'm talking about, like when they're outside, they're happy. They don't fight as much. They don't whine as much. They don't get into trouble. They don't look into getting into that like toddler trouble. You know what I'm talking about? When they're inside, it happens more frequently. So we just try to be outside as much as possible. Luckily, we have a lot of activities for them outside. Like we have a water table, we have a baby pool, we have a trampoline, we have a swing set. So you know, we have like the bikes and tricycles and stuff like that. So we just try to get outside in the morning and in the afternoon. And then sometimes we'll even like go on a walk or go back outside after dinner.
Wide awake is the way that you left me, side by side in your car in the backseat. Wide awake is the way that you left me, oh. Now it's clear we are here back at your house, and I keep fading into the background. I'm wide awake now, you keep missing out for sure. Take down your walls and let me ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, brick by brick, now let me ooh, ooh, ooh. I wanna be right there by your side. I wanna be there, won't you be mine? Take down your walls and let me, yeah, brick by brick, now let me ooh, in my bed 5 to 12, wish I could sleep. Dream about all the ways you could reach me, but now you keep missing out on me, that's for sure. Take down your walls and let me ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, brick by brick, now let me ooh, ooh, ooh. I wanna be right there by your side. I wanna be there, won't you be mine? Take down your walls and let me, yeah, brick by brick, now let me won't you be mine?
So I will tell you my honest opinion is that I was truly impressed with this vacuum. The Tinco Pure 1X vacuum that I had said earlier, like I said, it only had 1 speed. And so if you have all hardwood floors, I think it's a great vacuum. If you have carpet, I would not recommend it. Versus this one, the different speeds, I love using it. So I was really, really impressed with it. And like I said, I think it's 20% off at Walmart until the 23rd. So if you're in the market for a new cordless vacuum, definitely check it out. I mean, I still love my Dyson. I'm like a diehard Dyson fan. But then, you know, I love my Shark corded vacuum. I love all the vacuums. But again, just like giving you guys different options. And as far as like, okay, well, what am I going to start doing with all these vacuums? So I'm either going to give them away, which I kind of feel weird about giving away a used vacuum. I don't know how you guys feel about like that. I think it's kind of weird. Or I was thinking about donating it to like a local charity or like a shelter house or some organization who needs like a nonprofit who needs vacuums, you know? So I don't know. I'll keep you guys updated on what I decide to do, but I'm not just going to hoard all my vacuums. You guys are going to see the twins here as I'm folding laundry. Mike was getting one girl dressed, and then I had the other girl, and then they swapped. So trying to get all the laundry done. He was changing them. But I always feel like you guys see more of the twins, and I promise they're not my favorites. It's just they're my little shadows. They have to be with either Mike or I, or sleeping. I mean, obviously, I can't leave them alone. They don't play independently. So Avery does. She has friends in the neighborhood. She goes over to our parents a lot. Both of our parents, she'll go over and hang out with them because it's fun for our parents, because at 6, they can do things with them, you know? And it's, I think, harder for our parents to have the twins because there's 2 of them and it just makes it difficult. So like with Avery, it's like fun for them because they can have fun with her and do things with her and like give her one-on-one attention. So she goes over there a lot. She has friends. So I promise twins are not my favorite. It's just a 6-year-old is much different than a 2-year-old. Well, I never closed out the video earlier, and then I had some laundry to fold. Mike was putting the girls to bed. Avery is actually staying at his mom's house just now that she's off for the summer. She's been going back and forth to her grandparents, our parents, just spending as much time as she can with them, and it's just kind of nice because she's the easy one, so she goes a lot over there to both of our parents' house. So she's over there tonight. We have the twins. Mike was getting them dressed and I was folding the laundry. They were running back and forth and it was crazy. But anyways, I just wanted to get on here and say thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around until the very end. I'm glad you're here. You guys mean the world to me, and I truly mean that. I'm not just saying that, but like there's a lot of meaning behind those words, and I hope you guys know that. So thank you for being here. I love you guys, and just know that you're strong. You are stronger than you think you are. You got this. Whatever you're going through, you got this, okay? Anyways, I will see you guys next time. Bye.
that sun.